What is true Tantra, and how is it different from sex? How to meet your soulmate, your divine partner. Encounter with extraterrestrials. How to get in contact with them. How do black magicians control the earth? The main weapon of the dark powers. How to deal with any life difficulties. Awakening hidden abilities and understanding the higher laws of the universe. The method of realizing any desire. Eco-village and the space of love. The ancient pagan wedding ritual and conception at the place of power. What a proper wedding should be like for a happy married life. You will find answers to all these questions in the new cartoon, Mystery, an Untold Story of Love. Here is everything you have been looking for. Once, Lyria and her disciples were going on a hike. Prajna invited them to the ancient place of power, where an ancient observatory was located high in the mountains. Angela, Ruslan's girlfriend, brought her grandfather. He was a sick old man of about 70 with a completely gray beard and hair. There was something refined and spiritual in his face, weary from old age and illness.
I want to go hiking with you.
Grandfather, it's a hard trek across the mountains.
Yes, I know. Angela told me. But I want to see Prajna. I want to know the truth. I am old now. I have not long time to live. But I regret that I have lived my life so miserably. And now I want only one thing. To know what I have lived for. What is the meaning of this life? This may be my last chance, and I beg you, take me with you.
Well, all right, let's go. I think the boys will help you carry your things.
The old man walked with great difficulty, panting now and then, often stopping for a break. However, his eyes showed great persistence and decision. It was better to die than to retreat. When they were drinking herbal tea by the fire, the old man started to talk.
You know, all my life I wanted to go hiking, to be in the woods, but I kept putting it off. I had to finish university, get married, raise my children, earn money for an apartment, buy a country house, a car, and raise grandchildren. And then I reached retirement. It seems that I had time, but my health was gone. I didn't have the strength to do what I wanted to do. But now I'm happy that I went after all. And even though I can't enjoy hiking like all of you because of my health, it's better than dying on the couch. How happy you are that you don't put anything off for later, but live life the way you want to live it. Later will never come. There is only now. Later means I'm sick and old, that can't do anything anymore, and getting ready to die. Don't postpone life. Live now. There is nothing ahead.
The old man's reverent story impressed the students. They tried to support him in every possible way, but at the same time, they felt the transience of time and the necessity to live in the moment, here and now. But here, a marvelous mountain lake appeared before the travelers. And next to it spread out a flat plateau, above which, as if some fairy tale giant had stuck huge blocks of stone onto the ground, forming two circles, one inside the other. This was the ancient observatory. The disciples did not notice Prajna approaching them. The old man fell on his knees before her and wept. Prajna lifted him up and asked him what was the matter. Ivanich told her how he had lived a mediocre life, and now he did not know what to do.
Here it is, a pernicious example of the devil's pattern. The man was not living the life he wanted, not the way he wanted, not the way God had commanded him. He was imposed a program and made to think that it was his desire to graduate from university, then to get married, have children, work to buy a car, an apartment, a country house, and everything else. But university is useless. They don't teach anything really useful for real life. And it turned out that the man remained in ignorance and continued to suffer. And instead of traveling and hiking, he worked in 2 shifts, saving money for a furniture set like his neighbor had, but in 1 month stopped noticing this furniture at all.
Yes, it was.
But surely the forest was close by, and you could go there every day for mushrooms. In fact, every person can realize this devil's pattern and see what he wants without imitating his neighbor. What are his true desires, and start to fulfill them without waiting for retirement, living here and now. You don't need to be rich and earn millions to enjoy life. Celebrate and dance right today, without any reason, without postponing or waiting. No one will give us happiness until we start to tune into it ourselves, until we find something and friends that make our heart content. You cannot learn this at university.
You know, if people think about what they want to do, the first thing they will think of is bad habits. They will not want to go to the forest, but to drink, get stoned, eat, lie on the couch, and watch zombie TV.
You are right, Ruslan. Since childhood, society's templates and malicious programs have disfigured the human being, destroyed his essence. And a person needs to restore it. In the classes with Lyria, you learn to rejoice in the things that come from God. Nature, prayer, communication with light people. Until the pattern is destroyed, a person cannot realize what he really wants. There are exceptions when especially strong personalities feel their purpose. But most people need cleansing from the corrosive influence of a sick society in order to find joy in what will be good for themselves and others.
People, this is the truth.
Get up, old man.
Be appeased. What has distressed you so much?
I am old. My body is weak. I can't even be joyful and happy like I used to be. I'm in pain all the time. God didn't give me time to fix things. Why did he create old age and death? It is only at the end of life that a man realizes that he has lived his life for nothing. But when he realizes this, he has no chance to change anything.
Don't worry, old man. When a person is young, he is intoxicated with power. He is full of energy. And like a madman, he does not think about life. But with each passing year, his energy wanes, and he begins to sober up. It is old age and illness that allow a person to look at life realistically, to see it truthfully. And if a person does not brush aside this bitter truth, but comprehends it with his whole being, without trying to forget himself in whine or worries and excuses that he lives for the sake of his children, this understanding will pass with him into the next life.
Yes, you are wise. I thought, what's the use? I live for my children. My parents lived for me. My children will live for their children. But who will just live, be happy, and enjoy life? If we all have been living for thousands of years just to raise our offspring while putting our own lives on hold.
You see, Ivanich, you have seen this truth. Yes, this is a part of the devil's matrix. When a person lives all the time for the sake of something else, building communism, the triumph of Islam, future generations. But a person does not think about why he is here. Who is he really? What is his mission except to be another step of the Tower of Babel? Yes, we are compelled to seek our bodies for food and shelter. But that doesn't mean we have to be limited to it. The meaning of life is to realize the truth, and above all, to know oneself, God in oneself. Only this can bring eternal bliss to any human being.
This time, Prajna was not alone. She introduced to the visitors the holder of ancient knowledge, Shamaness Atinza. The mound was surrounded by individual megaliths and the moss-covered ruins of an ancient temple.
Ancient people knew that a man, dying physically, continues to live in the subtle world, where he has powers and abilities inaccessible to us, the main of which is omniscience. And, realizing this, they wanted to keep in touch with their ancestors, especially with the most prominent of them, priests and shamans, as they could help those living on Earth in many ways. To establish such a connection, ancient burials in the form of mounds, mausoleums, and pyramids were made. Ancient people kept stupas with a part of Buddha's remains, kept in temples holy relics or any other objects belonging to a saint or a magician. Through this, they kept in touch with his subtle body. Even modern church funeral services and parents' days, when people visit cemeteries, are echoes of such rituals, the meaning of which has long been forgotten. There is another effective way of transmitting the energy of the dead in order to get help from them and also to help them. It is prayer for the deceased, accompanied by a request to them. Group prayer in which people have strong, sincere feelings is especially powerful. If a person turns to the light powers, saints, great priests, deceased shamans, then his goal should be altruistic. He should tune in to the good, to help people, to do something good, and light for everyone. Now formulate your wishes as clearly as possible, and we will begin the ritual.
Arthur could not immediately decide what he wanted, and finally decided to ask for a plan to organize that the spirit would help him to realize this plan. And, in gratitude, he decided to give all the received surplus money for the creation of the Children's Center of Lyria, Field of Love. They lay down on the ground and merged with the spirit of the place, then walked around the mound 3 times around the sun, sat down on its northern side facing south, and began to pray for the deceased. Suddenly, it seemed to everyone that the mound became alive. Suddenly, the wind blew, and Alice saw a whirlwind going into the sky above the center of the mound.
Now ask for your wish.
Arthur began to pray and waited for the plan to reveal itself to him. He felt some energy on the top of his head that gave him a state of clarity, but no thoughts or images came.
What is it? Where is the plan?
I wanted the spirit to give me a business plan, but no thoughts came to me. What does that mean?
It gave you the energy to make a plan. And when you start thinking, it will appear, because now you have what is called inspiration or clarity of mind to see it. All wishes do not come true immediately, but if the Spirit helps, they will definitely be realized.
In our extreme times, when the fate of the entire planet is at stake, it is crucial for the knowledge of angels and benevolent spirits to spread as quickly as possible, globally, and reach thousands of people. In this way, we can change the future of all humanity. Which is why we are addressing you, dear soul of light. Spread the knowledge about our wise books and films. Share links to videos or cartoons. All of this is available and free. Invite women to individual practices, webinars, and seminars. And the Great Spirit of Light will help you and your family. It will direct an enormous amount of energy to fulfill all your desires. Benevolent spirits and angels will assist you and your loved ones in all matters. A thread of light and love extends from your heart to the hearts of thirsty women, and the creation of good and the dissemination of enlightened knowledge throughout the world begins. Become part of the mission of light, help people, and God will help you.